Hi there, welcome back to my channel. We're going to be getting into the second part of this Easter Bunny painting. In the first one, I did the Easter Bunny. And by the way, I hope you're all having a wonderful day. I'm sorry, I meant to start the video that way. I hope you're all having a great day, because it is a great day. So, as I was saying, this is part 2 of part 1 of the bunny. So I did the bunny, drew the bunny out, and painted the bunny. Now, in this particular video, we're just going to, decorate the whole thing, get some coloring in the background, add some flowers and things like that. So let's get going. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to kind of add water to the background of this, because I'm going to add lots of different colors and I want them to blend together, do some blending. And where I want to try not to touch my bunny. I don't want to change that coloring at all, so we'll just have to be very careful. So I'm going to start with some blue. I'm going to add that up here and a little bit here, kind of. I think I'm going to change my brush for this one. I'm going to use this flat Artist Loft 3/4 brush, because I can move it around for the larger part of the sky better. So we're going to do that. We're going to add some. Now this is all moving around because it's wet under there. It's really wet. I put a lot of water. I just want to blend things around, and we don't want the water to go into the bunny. So I grab that. And right here we want, right about here, I just have a little darker area where it kind of depicts the whole sky. And then we're going to kind of keep around the bunny fairly white. Try to do that. And then over here where we're going to be having grass, I'm going to take some of my sap green. This is all fairly light, except certain areas where I have to darken it up to, because you want your lights and your darks. So I'm going to swiggle around some more coloring here. A little bit darker here. It's sort of, it's quite the way I wanted that to come out, so that's okay. We'll just keep going. I'm going to pull some of this blue out, because I didn't want quite that much. And then the green down here. So, he looks like he's sitting on something and not just floating in the air. And I want some good and dark down here, lightening it up, as I go up here, indicating I'm using the very chisel part of my brush to there we go, to sort of, we're going to have some wisps of stems. Go. I want to make that a little darker here, and a little darker, for the shadows. Inevitably, I always forget to grab my water when I do these videos. I'm hoping one of these times I will remember to bring it with me when I come, but I guess we won't bet on that, right? Okay, so we're going to have some nice light greens and dark greens. here. This is not the yellow I wanted. I'm not sure where I put the yellows that I did want, but that is okay. We don't stop for that. We just kind of keep on going here. And I'm gonna grab this. I think I'm gonna make the wisps of my with a different brush. I can't seem to get enough. I can't get the thin line that I really want without making this funny little, so we'll wait on that. All right, now just put some darker down here. Want some real dark down here, kind of the shadow area. So I got some blues that I'm adding right in here. Then I'm going to take a lot of that off, and I'm going to come on this side and put in some pretty blue. We want to keep as much as, whoops, okay. So I had some green on there. Happy accidents, they're called. Remember Bob Ross? Happy accidents. They happen all the time. And what you do with them is you just go with them. So we've basically got, some, it doesn't take long at all. Got some nice little coloring going on here. A little darker pink. Some of the areas. So I want this to be just a faded out kind of background. So I'm gonna do that, take some of the color out. All right. And the other thing here is that I need to, actually some blue, green and blue for the background here on this side as well for some darker things. Okay, take some color out. All right, so that's kind of the way I'm leaving that for now. Wash off your brush, dry it off. As I always suggest, massage it at the end, helps keep it nice. All right, so now what I'm going to do is get a very small, round pointed brush with a nice point on it, small. And what we're going to do here is I'm going to add on this side first, because this side's now dryish. That one over there is sort of, and I'm just going to be, I have to spray my paints. There, I didn't think they were that dry, but I guess they are. So give me a second here and we will spray them. Okay, so I need a little darker green over here, and I'm just going to wisp. I'm going to wisp some here and there, pieces of grass, and they're going to come up and they're going to, wiggle around here, and we're going to add flowers onto them after. I don't want this to go into a part 3, so hopefully I can just do this without a part 3. I mean, it's no harm, no foul if it is, but I kind of would rather it didn't. Okay, so come up here. I don't know why this brush is not, this brush isn't cooperating very well. Usually these are pretty good. And I'm just gonna put some little leaf shapes. I'm gonna add a little more yellow into that one. And everything is still a bit wet, so everything is sort of blending, which is what I want it to do. So we're, and then, just continue with the darks, adding some dark stems here and there. Not too many. I don't want to cover the page. I just want to add some in. Why that's not, there we go. I added some purple to the green. So that's, you know, basically enough. And then just, we want to, I'm going to use a little bit of my acrylic green in here. And I'm just going to continue to poke in these small little dabs of greenery. Just like this. And it's, like I said, it's still a little wet, so it's, you know, it's going to be blending. So I'm going to get my rose, permanent rose here, and I don't want it real, I want it fairly watered down, and we're just going to indicate here. They're not going to be real pronounced. They're just they're still kind of blending in with the water, which is exactly what I, you know, want them to do, because they're just indications, letting you know that within this painting there's some pretty little flowers. Now I'm going to grab some purple and I'll add it to some of that pink, and we're going to do the same kind of thing here. Little ones, big ones, lighter ones, darker ones, and then we're going to come here and take out some color and put it back in. All those wonderful things that go on. And I'm going to take some gamboge, and I'm going to do the same thing. Maybe even some of this orange. But I like the gamboge. Whoops, an awful lot on that one. That's okay. And then come over here. I'll put some orange in there. There we go. And lighten it up and come up here and add a pretty little flower there. So that's all we're doing, is little indicators of little flowers here. And this is mauve. Doing some of that. Lighter ones, some darker ones. Hints of ones. Those are going to be the flowers. Like I said, I don't want this one to take a long time, so and then in the center of all of those will be some nice yellows. Well, in the yellow ones I can't, but in the purples and pinks I can put the yellow in there. And in the yellow one, I will add little dots of, little centers of sepia. It's kind of wet, so everything's sort of blending with itself, which is fine. And I'm going to add a little sepia, I think, into all of them, I think. Yeah. Seems to always look good. Okay, everything's pretty wet. And then I think I'll take some of my, I'm going to take some of my acrylic white, and I'm actually going to do some little white, I don't know what they're called, but just these little wisps of white things, all kind of all over the place here. It's not going to show up on the white, so we'll just put them mostly into these colored areas. They're just little hints of little flowers. Can be whatever you want them to be. Okay, so there we go. So we have several little white touches. White always, you know, looks nice when you have a bunch of flowers happening there. So that's, dab it here and there. That's good enough. All right. And then I think what we're going to do as well, I'm going to try to toss up a few more little, let's see here, a little bit more green, and just dot it a little bit here and there for indications of, you know, greenery that's growing, you know, all around. Yep, looks great. It's really not a whole lot more that I see. I think we'll add a little darker under here again for the shadow of his feet, under his feet. Has to be darker. Let's see. Well, I think I said I was going to make an egg. So what I think I'll do is I'll take a light wash. Let's see, I think I'll put it like right here, like it's laying as an oval, you know, oval egg laying here. We'll make it Eastery looking. Gotta let it dry a little bit before I can do too much with it. I did want to put a little bit more of color there in the eye right there, and I actually wanted to get a little bit more dark in the eye here. There, more expressionable, a little more expressionable. And probably add a little darker. Watercolor dries light, so, you know, sometimes you have to go quite a few times to get the dark areas dark enough. So thought I might just add that to that. All right, and then let's take some of the red, bring it over here to the egg. We'll leave a little highlight there, as you see. Try and make this a little more oval. All right, and then we'll take some of my acrylic white, I think, and we'll just sort of maybe make some designs all over it. Dot some yellow dots into it. And maybe come over here to the rose color here with some, oh, I'm sorry, the camera was shaking. Sorry about that. I thought I had it in a place where it wouldn't shake, but I guess it's gonna shake. And we're just going to see if I can add some of my little gold in some places here. I'm just going to stick it in there so that it will, when it dries, you might be able to see some of the gold. I'm not sure, but I think what I'm going to do with it though is just sort of dab it as its own little cute little pieces of leaves or flower, or the glitter, the metallic gold and stuff. Always, it adds something pretty to the paintings. So I think it's all sort of good like this. And I think the last touch here I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this stem right up and kind of up like that. It's going to be sort of the one stem that is higher than, you know, all the other stems. And then of course what we can do is we can go on top of other places that we are to give that depth effect. And then right up above here, I think I'm going to make a nice pretty red that's going to stand out. Let's see, what can we make? Well, I think I'm going to choose to just sort of kind of like a peony kind of flower. Peonies have all these. Yeah, that came out good. Kind of lighter in the front where the sun is probably hitting it. A few little highlighted areas there. I think I'll take the white and I'll highlight that front a little. My goodness, it's already dark out there. Staying lighter a little bit longer though, if you've noticed. And then we'll just take these pretty, add the pink in with it, and make some pretty, couple of pretty leaves hanging down like that. I think to kind of indicate, I don't know, a little bird, little butterfly or whatever, I think I'm going to take some purple. Just going to have a few things sort of maybe flittering around, right? We don't know what they are. We don't need to know what they are, right? Just something kind of flying around in the air. Could be a butterfly or something. Yeah. And I think that's it, folks. I think that that's probably all that this part 2 is going to be. That's all I wanted it to be, was a simple, cute little, the only thing we do need to do something else with, color do I want on top of that? How about, let's see, we'll take some green and let's just kind of squiggle some lines on this egg so we look like we have some sort of decoration on it, you know. So there we go. No big deal, just a little egg laying in the grass. Let's darken this side where this little egg is indicating, you know, maybe some little grasses poking up all around it like this. You can do whatever you want, but I was thinking that would look kind of cool. And add some yellow. I'm not liking that yellow. I'm going to change that yellow for some reason. I don't like that color. It's one I don't normally use, but I can't remember the name of it. It's all I had. This is a couple of twigs of acrylic yellow. There we go. So I do think, folks, that I am going to call this cute little Easter Bunny painting done. And now remember, where we used some acrylic paints, you want to make very sure that you've got all the paint out of the brush and just sort of massage the tip to get it back to where it was. And there we go. That's our first Easter Bunny painting. I hope you like it. You know what we lost? We lost, for some reason, I'm going to come back in real quick here, and around his eye, somewhere in all this, I lost the black. There we go, just around the eye, because the inside of his eye is brown. We have the white highlights of the eye, and then we have the black around the eye. So there we go, fix that. So there we go, folks. Check out my other videos. I'm going to have more Easter Bunny tutorials coming. This is the first. Easter's right around the corner, so I'm going to try to give you some ideas of what you can do for cute little Easter Bunny videos. Take them and do whatever you want with them. So have a good rest of your day, folks. I'm just sort of blending a few things. Have a really great day, and bye for now.